Wanted to come back after midway through this carbon cleaning on this Audi S5 and give my impressions on the difficulty and just the overall job in general. I spent about 30 to 40 minutes per cylinder or chamber there, and then the removal time is probably about 3 hours. Install time to put everything back in, another 2 to 3 hours. And I also spent a good 2 to 3 hours cleaning all the parts, intake tubes, air box, fuel rails, everything, to get all the dirt and debris and grime that's been on there for the last 8 years. Get that shit all off while it's off the car. So I definitely have a lot of time in this, and I can see why some places charge upwards of $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 in some cases to do this job. It is very labor intensive, and there is a lot involved. So to start, I soaked the valves or chambers there overnight with this CRC, not the mass airflow, let me go the intake and valve cleaner, and that would be right here. So I let it soak in that for about 24 hours overnight, and then I came back in the morning and started with the walnut blasting. And I had pretty good results. They said you could spend hours on these things per cylinder and still not be 100% happy with it, but let me grab the light in here. If you watch the other video, you remember how black and contaminated everything was with that tar and buildup on all the valves. And now you can see the metal on everything, and it's cleaned out, probably at least 90% of the way. You'll still have a little bit here and there in small places. It's just, almost impossible to get to. But each one of these looks really good. This one's actually open at the moment, so you can see down past the valve there. And you won't get everything out 100% just by walnut blasting, I'll tell you that right now. And I have a small assortment of picks. I'll show you here in a second. You can see these actually came out really good. But I used a small assortment of picks here. This one just fell into the front bumper. Oh well. Small assortment of picks like this. With a real sharp at one end, have like a screwdriver handle on the other end. And you definitely 100% need those to do a good job. If you just walnut blast it, you're not going to get everything. And especially, I probably won't be able to hold this. Let me see. So down behind these valves here at the top, you need this angled pick to really get in behind these. It's gonna be hard to show. To get down in behind here, like I said, I can't hold the flashlight and do this at the same time, unfortunately. But you see where I'm going right there. I pulled out a ton of gunk and guck that was stuck up behind there that the walnut shells would not have gotten out because the actual post or whatever was in the way here, that the shells wouldn't have gotten behind that. So you need to have these, and then you also have to go around the brim of each one of those valves and really scrape and scrape and scrape to get that shit off, and come back, blast again, suck it out, blast again, scrape some more, and you do that maybe, like I said, 30-40 minutes per cylinder, and you'll have good results. And this is the port adapter that I was using, that I found from someone on one of the Audi forums. And it simply just goes into each one of the ports there, and you put your vacuum on the side, and then your walnut blaster or gun goes into this side, so that while you're shooting the shells in, it's sucking out at that hole at the same time, so you're not making a fucking mess everywhere all over your engine. And that worked really well. If I didn't have that piece, I probably would not have done the walnut shell, just because it would have been too messy. I went through, I believe, about 60 pounds worth of walnut shells. They come in 25-pound boxes, and they were about $20 a piece. Technically, I could have reused that 125-pound box throughout the entire process, but I didn't want to get any kind of contaminants or larger pieces that may have come out of that cylinder or chamber head there. That gunk to go through the hose and gum up the hose, so it was cheap enough to just run through new stuff and then throw it away when I was done. So those are the results that I had. I'm just in the process of starting to put everything back together. I just put in 8 new NGK spark plugs and the F series coil packs, the newest updated design from Audi, and these are the OEM coil packs made by Bosch, and the plugs are also new. And like I said, I'm also replacing the fuel injectors instead of having them cleaned. You can have them cleaned for maybe $25 per injector, but then you have to buy this kit from Audi that has the O-rings in it and the 2 metal clips, and they charge some crazy price like $20 or $30 for this little kit. So by the end of the day, you're spending $60 plus the shipping, probably $70 per injector. 60 to 70 to have them sent out cleaned, and then you still at the end of the day have a used injector that has just been cleaned and flow tested, which technically should be like new, but you never know. So I got these new Hitachi injectors, which are the OEM, which I have the same part number as the ones I've taken off, and I believe I only paid about $80 per injector for brand new ones, so it was just worth it to throw new ones in. Because I don't want to have to do this again and take everything back off. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'm just going to continue putting everything back together here, and maybe I'll make an update after I've driven the vehicle and let you know my thoughts on how this improved or helped, or if I've seen any horsepower increase or smoothness and whatnot. All right, take care.